Hi everyone, my name is Brigitte and I'll be talking about the basics of mixing. The first step of mixing is called mix prep, which is actually just getting your session ready to mix the sounds together. So one of the main parts of mix prep is editing, which is comprised of many different parts. One of them is fixing timing, so if there's a spot where you were a little off, you can fix this. Another one is taking out breaths. You can either take them out or lower the volume throughout the song. Another part of mix prepping is called comping, which means choosing which takes to use for the final song. One other aspect of preparing a mix is tuning. Mix prepping refers to organizing a session in a way that is easy to understand and makes sense. Many people group their instruments in order of frequency, so they'll start with the lowest instruments, so drums, and then bass, guitar, going up through vocals. And this can be one example of how to organize your session. The second step of mixing is to adjust the volume levels of the different elements of your mix. After this, you can experiment with panning the different instruments. Panning refers to placing elements on the left or right side of the stereo field. Some common panning practices are to put vocal, kick, and bass in the center. You can also use reverb to make things sound further away in your mix. The third step of mixing is adding plugins. So there are three types of plugins that you can add to your mix: compressor, equalizer, and creative effects. The first type of plugin is a compressor, and this works by lowering the audio when it hits a certain threshold to make it quieter. And then after this, there's also a function where you can boost the audio back up. And so by doing this, it reduces the dynamic range of the audio signal so that there's less volume differences between the loudest and quietest part. You can also change this volume throughout the track manually by automating the volume gain throughout the track. The second type of plugin is an equalizer, which allows you to cut or boost certain frequencies. You can use an equalizer to shape or filter certain sounds, or to make one element of the mix sound more prominent by boosting a certain frequency. You can also use an EQ to cut out a problematic frequency. The third type of plugin includes creative effects, such as reverbs, delays, phasers, anything that is being used to alter the sound in a creative way. And these can be used to taste, although it can be helpful to follow the general rules of your genre. So to determine what to do for your genre, you can listen to music to get a reference for the genre and for the mix that you're doing. Now the final step of mixing is a step of its own, and it's called mastering. And this is when you add a limiter to raise the volume of the track to commercial levels. And you can also add different creative effects in a way to shape the sound of the song. I hope you enjoyed this basics of mixing video. Please leave me in the comments what other tutorials you would want to see, any questions, comments.